You're going to have a sales portable shed here?
Correct.
Art, have you had an opportunity to look at this?
Well, I don't know what it is. So what am I reviewing? If it's a site plan, I review it as a site plan. If it's a limited site plan, I review it as a limited. You have to. We've talked about this before on other applications. So these answers that you're getting as to what's going to be there, how much is going to be there, the month that they're operational, porta johns, etc. There's no place where you can go to, the building inspector can go to see whether or not he's in compliance, because we have no record. I don't think we need to review this as if it were the Grand Union site plan, but I think there should be some basic information on the plan that the building inspector can rely on, so that he knows what it is that was in the planning board's mind and therefore reflected on a plan, that he can say, yes, you're complying, and no, you're not complying. So I would agree with Mike that some sort of a limited site plan, I think would be helpful for everybody, so that we all understand what's going on there.
Is this a limited site plan that he has in front of us?
He has not made a site plan application, no. So no, it's not.
There's no site plan application made?
Well, we did, yes.
We have a site plan,
Yes. Right.
but I don't think that there's no formal application made.
As I recall, you went to the ZBA right away, right?
We did go to ZBA, and our hope and expectation was that the ZBA interpreted the zoning favorably to us, that we would obviate the need for a site plan. Obviously now, the conversation is turning toward a modified or a limited site plan, and my client is trying to keep his expenses down, and one of the ways he's trying to keep his expenses down is to avoid having to go through site plan approval and incurring additional expenses.
If I might add, I mean, the site plan you have before you, we addressed some of the comments that were brought up at the last meeting by Mr. Tully, and basically we've memorialized the ZBA interpretation: lighting, meets and bounds, hours of operation, fencing, swing sets, the signage, and parking. All that's been memorialized on the plan that you have. The number of parking spaces, the hours of operation, the lighting conditions. The only thing that we don't have on there, obviously, if a porta john is required,
That's it.
we could add it.
Asking if it was going to be put there, that's all.
Right. But I think we've at least memorialized all the comments we've gotten to date.
So if you want to call this a site plan, I don't have a problem with it, and we can review it in that context, but I haven't done anything to date. The last conversation I had with the applicant was that he wanted to have an opportunity to request that you don't require a site plan, and therefore I wouldn't have any involvement, which is your call. So that's why I haven't looked at it, because he told me he didn't want me to.
Board members?
Not so much that he didn't want him to, he just didn't want to pay for him to do it.
We read between the lines.
Well, actually, that is true, but I'm sorry.
Sir,
Ma'am.
you got two professionals up there that's costing you money. They'll talk to you.
Mr. Donnelly's comments are accurate. That the hope and expectation was that we could dispense with the cost and expense of having a site plan for the year.
All right, let's resolve one thing first. Are we going to have a site plan? Do I have a motion that we're going to have a minor review on the site plan?
Limited site plan? Limited site plan?
Excuse me?
Limited site plan.
Limited.
Well, the ordinance does give the planning board authority to waive the required elements that aren't necessary, and that's what we mean by limited.
So give Art some time to look at this.
Okay. Well, okay. But do you want to waiver this? I want the opinion of the board.
I would move that, my opinion is we can waive it. And,
Waive the required elements or waive the requirement of site plan submission?
waive the requirement of site plan. So that's just my opinion. I'm not making the motion at this point. I haven't heard from everybody else.
That's my opinion as well. So we're going to leave this as a limited site plan?
Well, what,
memorialized on here.
well, this is, if we eliminate the review of the site plan, okay? We will, this will be it, and if we give them conditions this evening to put on this, then we have it covered, I think.
Okay.
Michael?
That's what I'm looking for.
Sure, and if you're gonna waive the requirement of site plan, the applicant's gonna make
Do I have a motion to waive the
They
site
don't really
plan?
look at it at all. You don't review this at all, Mark?
If that's what you want, that's fine. I mean, it's your call, honestly, whatever you decide to do.
I make a motion. Wait. I asked a question about restaurant facilities.
Let's resolve the site plan first.
Okay.
Do we have a motion?
I make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Conditions. People have comments? Board members?
Well, some of the comments that I made before are addressed on here. Restroom facilities, what are you gonna do, use Pizza Hut and put it in?
I'm gonna tell you, I'd rather not see a porta
I'd
potty,
rather
to be honest
not
with you.
party either, so there's no bathroom.
Well, people are coming in, it's outside. If they're going to need a facility, I guess they're gonna have to find one. But in the village of Goshen, I don't think we should have a porta potty.
But, Ted, it's not required for, something like this. Is it?
Outdoor sales?
Seasonal sale, not to my knowledge.
Right,
Okay.
an extra, I mean,
I'd have to research that for you, but not to my knowledge.
Okay.
okay.
This is all porta potty.
All right, any other conditions, board members?
The lighting's good, fancy, you saw that from last month.
Okay.
All right, ZBA work.
We also have to have the documentation from the owner of the property and Pizza Hut, whatever the lease reads, it has to be reviewed by our attorney.
We'll submit a copy of the lease to you.
Okay, and anything else, board members?
So before anything goes forward, those documents have to be produced.
Michael?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I'm gonna envision here is when we're done, since there's really no further planning board involvement, Matt's gonna write a letter where he's gonna say, we represent that there will be no portable toilet facilities on site.
That was meant.
Here is a copy of the lease or the owner's endorsement.
Okay.
As soon as Ted has the letter that says there's no portable toilets and anything else you discussed before you leave here this evening, and as soon as I tell Ted that I've seen the lease and or the owner's endorsement and they have authority to do what they want to do, then it's all in Ted's lap. It doesn't need to come back to the planning board. Because you can't really attach conditions of your own,
Right.
since you're not ruling on a site plan, but you're accepting the applicant's representations of certain things that they're going to do that led you to make that determination.
And I think that if Ted finds out that porta potty is not needed, that there will be no porta potty anyway.
Yeah, I think
That
that's
was-
what we're all
yeah.
saying.
Okay, we're saying we don't want it.
We don't want it.
Or Johnny on the spot, or whatever.
Yeah, I want it memorialized on this
Plan.
Plan. You said that. Yeah.
Okay.
I can add that to the plan, it's not a problem.
Well, it'll be in our minutes as well.
Right.
One other point, all right, since we have no real leverage, so, because we've let the site plan go, we're gonna have a 1-year condition on this. This isn't here forever, it's a 1-year condition. Everything works out great, come back in, we won't kiss you, but we'll shake your hand. But we want a condition on that you come in after 1 year.
That's something you're willing to represent?
Yeah, we'll add that to the map as well, the final plan that we can give to Ted.
Okay?
Well, the season starts in March.
Yes.
Back into the
Well,
year.
hold on. When does the season start?
March, I believe, that's right.
March for 14 weeks.
March to October.
March through October?
Yes.
Correct.
And then everything is out of there?
No, once the displays are sold off at the end of the season to the customers, they will be gone. They'll gone, and then the new displays for the following year come in March, end of February, March.
Your use will start in March and end in October.
Okay.
Well, what if you don't sell them all?
Well, they have to be removed. I mean, I'm hoping that we have some flexibility to have them removed, they will be removed if that's so required. But,
Why don't we give them till the end of the year, the end of December?
Well, before March.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's there from March till October, you're giving him 2 months grace. If he has extra units that aren't sold, he'll have the opportunity to sell.
Yeah, we'd like
Okay.
to move.
Okay, we'll add that to the plan.
Yeah.
But the year thing,